After showing up here every day for 100 days on YouTube and just taking some time away just to rest and just think about the comments that still continue to come in, I think that women who identify as ambitious, capable, responsible, all of the things that I talk about in my videos, I think we are quietly, or maybe some of us not so quietly, are checking out of modern life. And I want to talk about that today. And this video isn't about going off the grid or living in your van or getting rid of all of your tech items. It's not about any of that. What I mean is how modern life calls for us to always be on, available, disconnected, even though we're living in such a community where we are connected with the technology that we have, just always executing, proving, like just all of the demands that modern life asks from us, with the giving little to nothing back to us, especially us who have spent years building, growing, developing in our corporate careers, and the corporate brain rot that often takes us over. If you don't know what I mean by corporate brain rot, you can go back and watch some of my other videos, but it's just the concept of how we're in these systems in our corporate careers. We're building, and we're doing well, so no one is checking on us. We're not checking in on ourselves, and before we know it, we're just so far gone and disconnected. And we wake up one day, well, I woke up one day burnt out, overweight, and on 2 types of anxiety medications. And I think a lot of women are just coming to a place anymore where we don't want to live lives where we are disconnected from ourselves. We don't want to achieve, we don't want to succeed, or whatever that may look like. We are clocking out. I have already clocked out. We are clocking out of the modern life and what it demands from us. So I started clocking out in 2022 when I burnt out in my corporate healthcare leadership career after being in that job for about 5 years. I was burnt out, I was overweight, I was on 2 types of anxiety medications, and I took a nearly 1-year sabbatical. I gave myself the space that I needed to really heal, get clear, and step out of the matrix. I got super clear that I could not go back to that life. I could not go back to that woman. It just was not sustainable. So during my sabbatical, I just got really clear on the way that I wanted to work and live. And I also want to say this too. I want to make this very clear, because as ambitious women, as driven women, as capable women, I think that some people might assume that since we want to get out of the corporate brain rot or out of the hustle culture, that we stop being ambitious. But that's not my story. I'm still ambitious. I still would classify myself as ambitious and driven, but I'm just not willing to achieve at the cost of my health and wellness. I'm not willing to succeed at putting myself last. Those things are no longer an option for me. So I did not throw my ambition away. What I did was I had to reset my ambition. I did a complete, the love bugs are out. I did a complete ambition reset, and that's how, because I still have goals, I still have vision, I still have desires, I still want to build, I still want to create. So I just had to reset my ambition in a way that is more sustainable. So like I was saying before, girl, I've already clocked out. I've already started clocking out. I started clocking out in 2022. And I just want to just talk about some of the ways that I started to clock out. So when I was ready to go back to corporate America, I knew what I wanted that to look like. I got clear on how I wanted to use my skills, my gifts, my education. And that's exactly what I did when I went back into corporate America. So I did not go back into leadership. I was not looking to lead a team, to how people report to me, I was not interested. I was not interested in all of the expectations that come along with that. That's one of the first ways I started to clock out. I also I also began to, I've talked about this in other videos, but I put all of my devices on silent. That's actually something that I did prior to me actually leaving the job, because I was already noticing how like the phone calls and text messages and email notifications and just all the things that buzz and ping around me, I just started to notice how they were impacting me. So I put all of my devices on silent. Now, I will also say I'm not raising children, so there's not anyone that needs to reach me in an emergent type of way, but I still check my phone regularly. I just check it on my terms, not just when the phone goes off and I'm immediately trying to check what's going on. I also don't watch the news anymore. Again, I'm a responsible American, so I keep track of what's going on, but I'm not constantly consumed with the news. Again, I started noticing the way that I was feeling, and then this modern life, they want us to be connected to the news and the fear and all of the things that go along with that regularly, and I've clocked out. I also don't have any personal social media. I was a style blogger for 4 years. I had a style blog. It was a really fun time until it wasn't. So after that, I shut down all my personal social media. So currently I have my YouTube page, which is, what I'm building my business around. And I have a LinkedIn page. I do have Facebook, but I don't really post there, and it's for my business as well. But I have no personal social media. I have no TikTok. I have no Instagram. I have no Threads, no X. I don't have any of that. No, thank you. Because again, those things keep you disconnected from yourself in a certain level too, because the way those things are built for modern life, they want you to just be glued to your telephone. And I noticed that, years ago when I started clocking out. So that's something else that I've clocked out from. I also, like I said before, I talk a lot about rest and health and wellness. I prioritize rest, my health and wellness above everything. I'm a rested woman. I prioritize rest daily. And I'm not just talking about physical rest. I'm deeply talking about all 7 types of rest, tapping into all of them when my mind, body, and spirit needs them. I even teach a rest workshop. I'm at the beach. I'm outside. I'm in nature. Those are ways that I rest on a daily. I don't put rest off for an occasion or every now and again. I practice rest in some capacity every single day. I've clocked out from that mindset of rest can only come after you've crashed out or you're exhausted or after the project's done or only when you take vacation or all the other reasons that they tell us that we should be resting. No, girl, I rest. I'm a rested woman. Along with the cell phone thing, I started disconnecting from urgency. I'm back in corporate America. I'm still navigating a 9 to 5, but I've disconnected from the urgency that so many people just try to pull us into on a daily basis. Just everything is urgent. No, that's not true. And I think a little bit of what helps me too is because I had a clinical career prior to me going into healthcare leadership. So I deeply understand what a true life and death situation is. And most things are not truly life and death. So I've had to disconnect from urgency. I've also don't center my identity around productivity or how much I can do or how much I can execute or even what my title is. Those days are long gone because I think I've talked about this in other videos too, that I think a lot of ambitious women, they're so connected to their titles as a form of their identity. And when things happen in life, layoffs, internal shifts that are calling them to something else, oftentimes it becomes very difficult because they can be deeply connected to those titles. I also practice hobbies. I don't call them hobbies. I call them creative rest practices. but I do things just for the fun of it. Right now, I'm really into painting and cross stitching, but I love anything that I can use my hands and that's creative. So these things might sound little, but internally, they really were able to shape my relationship with myself and allow me to begin to start just clocking out of everything this modern life calls us to be. Always rushing, always doing, so disconnected. We're all looking for connection. We all have these devices, these social media platforms, but we're not really connected. These are the things that this modern life is calling for us to just always be. And I'm just not interested. I've started clocking out. Now, there are some ways, because life is always about evolving and evolution. So there are some ways that I'm still wanting to clock out of modern life. Excuse me. And one of those things is, once my cell phone like dies, I'm not going to get a new one. And I've been talking about this for years. Like, if my friends are watching this, I've been talking about this for years. Like, I film my videos from my old cell phone and I don't have an iPhone. But when my cell phone dies, I'm not going to replace it. I'm going to get a landline. I'm going to get a telephone. Again, I'm not raising children, so it's not like somebody needs to reach me immediately. I work from home, so just call my phone like we used to do in the in the 80s and the 90s. Just call my house phone. Now, of course, I'll still have my laptop. I still have my iPad. But yeah, I when my cell phone dies, I'm gonna get a landline, and then I'll just buy a nice camera where I can film my YouTube videos, take photos. But that's a way, because I feel like even with me not having social media and keeping my devices on silent 24/7, I do still think there's something there with that cell phone and just always having the world like in your pocket. And I think that will allow me for more connection with the life that I'm actually living. So that's one way I want to continue to clock out. What else do I have here? I want to read more. And I do read now, but there are a lot of like business books, personal finance books, in that self-help, personal development type of genre. And I want to read more fiction. I really do. And I feel like, again, in this modern life, it's not asking for us to be creative or imaginative unless we're producing something for monetization of some type. And I want to be just very mindful of that. I'm a deeply creative person, and I want to be able to protect my creativity and protect my imagination. So I just want to read more fiction books. I'm in a season now where I want to explore more historical fiction. So yeah, I want to do more reading for leisure. And also, one second. I'm outside, so I still wanted to make sure that the video was recording of having this long conversation with you. And I think another way, of course, I've talked about this before, but I want to clock out is by finishing my 9 to 5. And I say finish versus quitting. If you didn't watch my video on that, go back and watch that video where I go deeply into what I mean by finishing my 9 to 5 versus quitting and what that looks like for me. Because, excuse me, right now, how can I say this? I'm working my 9 to 5. I'm building a business. I showed up on YouTube for 100 days straight, and I'll continue to show up. I don't know what my cadence is going to look like. I think I might do once a week, maybe twice a week, and then go live once a month. I'm not sure on the cadence right now, but I want to finish my 9 to 5 and really pour fully into my business. And I was just telling a friend yesterday this analogy. I told her that what I feel right now is almost like if you wore a pair of shoes that was too little for you for years and years and years. You showed up in the shoes, you performed in the shoes, you did well in the shoes. You fit the shoes. But and everyone told you that these shoes fit you, even though the shoes were too little. But one day you were able to get a pair of shoes that actually fit you, and you felt the relief. You felt the immediate relief. So while you can go back and wear the too little shoes, put the shoes on that's too small, you can show up in the little shoes, you can perform in the shoes that are too little. But now that you know what shoes that actually fit you feel like, every step you take in the small shoes, it hurts. And that's what like my 9 to 5 feels like right now, because I've just outgrown that space, the construct. This role was only supposed to be a bridge for me anyways. And that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm in a space where the shoes are too little. I've stepped out of the matrix. I see what's going on. And every step that I take, it hurts. But I'm building my business, and I still have responsibilities. So that's like the perfect analogy. And like I said, that's how it feels to me. That's the season I'm in right now. And of course, I have an exit strategy. The exit plan is in full effect. And that's how I want to continue to clock out of the modern life, is to fully remove myself from a space and a construct that no longer fits me. And again, this isn't about like escaping from the world or not working. I'm building a whole business. I'm doing a lot of things right now. So again, it's not about being ambitious. I think I'll always be ambitious. It's about me resetting my ambition and really moving in alignment and with intention in all things and in all ways. And how I want to continue to show up in my business is I have 2 arms in my business. I do visual branding. I just took on a year-long contract with another small business owner to help her facilitate graphic design, creative direction, art direction, visual branding in her business. And I'm really excited about that. And the other arm of my business is creative wellness and lifestyle redesign. What I talk about here, helping women who are on the other side of burnout, who are on the other side of another type of life transformation. Maybe you are pivoting in a career. Maybe you're stepping down from leadership. Maybe you've come to a place in your life where you're like, there's a different way that I want to work and live. I've been doing this for 4 years now. And the first 2 years, I would say, was more of trial and error for me, figuring out what worked for me. But I've been redesigning my life for 4 years now. So as a lifestyle strategist, I want to help other women do the same, help you redesign your life. And think of a lifestyle strategist. Think of me as a tour guide, like you've moved to a new city. So you're on the other side of this transition in your life, after the burnout, after you step down from leadership, after you've pivoted in another career. So you're in a new city. And of course, when you move to a new city, you can Google to find out what's going on. You can even figure it out yourself. But what if you had a tour guide who has been living in the city for a while, several years now? You've been watching her. You've been watching me on my YouTube videos. You like how I show up. You like how authentic I am. You like the message that I'm sharing and how I'm showing up and how I'm living my life. So imagine me as your tour guide, helping you develop a strategy so you can experience this new city in a way that feels the best for you and most aligned for you. That's the type of work that I want to do. And that is the work that had to start with an ambition reset, especially if you're a woman that identifies with being ambitious, as capable, as driven. It's about not throwing your ambition away. It's about resetting it. And that's what I had to do in order to start to redesign my life. And that's why I created the Ambition Reset. It is a 7-day audio experience with me in your ear, calling out certain blind spots that you may not know and allowing you to check in, see what works, see what doesn't work, and start that internal shift that you need to reset your ambition, not throw it away, reset your ambition, and then move forward to a life that you desire, creating a life and creating work in a way that you desire. If you're interested in that, I've linked the Ambition Reset down in the description box. But I think so many women are just now getting to a place of where we're ready to clock out from modern life again. I'm like, girl, I'm already clocked out. I'm clocked out. I'm clocked out and I continue to clock out. But again, I just want to make it very clear that for me and for the women that I want to support, it's not about throwing away our ambition. It's about resetting our ambition, having more easeful ambition. That's my term, because easeful ambition to me is moving in flow, moving in alignment, having sustainable ambition, still going after your goals, your vision, the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to create, but not doing them in a way that you put your health, your wellness, your rest, and all of those things on the back burner. Those things are prioritized. It's sustainable ambition. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I want to help. And that's what I really want to help other people do. And particularly why I wanted to talk about this, like the first video coming back off of a 100-day marathon, an easeful marathon, because while it did require effort, I was able to do it in an easeful way, just following Glow's framework or pattern or whatever you want to call it, just to kind of show up, be yourself. And clearly it resonated, my viral video. That might be the reason why you're here, or you might have found one of my other videos that really resonated with you. But for me, it's about moving with intention, in alignment, easeful. And not to say that things are easy, because things are not easy. My life is not perfect. Things require effort. But when I use the word easeful, I'm meaning alignment, intention, and flow. And that's the direction that I always want to move in. And I know that's the direction that so many other ambitious women are just coming to this realization, and all the things that modern life requires from us. And we're ready to clock out. So let me see what I have in my notes here. This was a little bit more of a freestyle. I really do think more women are, quietly clocking out of modern life. And of course, this has nothing to do with them being lazy, because if you're watching this video, you don't have a lazy bone in your body. But you're ready to clock out because you don't want achievement and success in the life you want to live to come at the cost of your health, your wellness, your joy, your rest. You don't want it to come at that cost anymore. And I think we are entering a time where ambitious women are asking a different question, not just how much I want to achieve, but how do I want to feel while I'm achieving it. So let me know down in the comments. I have a question for you. Do you feel like you've started clocking out of modern life in some way? Maybe mentally, emotionally, professionally, digitally? Let me know down in the comments. And if so, what's one thing that you've changed or one thing you want to change to feel more connected to yourself again? I'm Erica Prevail. I'm going to just enjoy a little bit more time outside. We are in the beginning of June and it's still just okay. Like, I live in Florida, so the temperature's about to start cranking up. So I'm just going to enjoy a little bit more time here outside under this shaded tree. I just have water here today. And yeah, just continue to stay along with me on the journey. If you watch to this far in the video, type "I'm ready to clock out" in the comment section and give this video a like. I'm Erica Prevail, and I share conversations helping support ambitious women to rework their relationship with ambition, capacity, rest, and creativity to redesign their lives in the way that they actually want to work and live. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.